Beautiful but inconvenient solutions for the interior. Freestanding bathtub in a small bathroom. This solution looks extremely rich and charming, especially if the bathtub stands against a huge window. But don't forget about the curtain and the cleaning around the bathtub. If you have enough space around the bathtub, just skip this step. If the bathtub stands too close to the wall or to the window, that is the problem. Smudges, splashes of water, dirt and soap can become a source of fungus and unpleasant odor. Glass bathtubs have also become very popular recently, but they have weaknesses as well: fingerprints, scratches and fragility. The island in a small kitchen. The island is a great opportunity to complete the look of the kitchen, to create additional work surface, dining area and storage. But unfortunately, the island is not always appropriate if your space doesn't allow to have wide enough passages. Always give priority to free space and ease of movement. Otherwise, every day you will regret your choice. As a result, disappointment, stress, and extra money for changing your kitchen area. The location of kitchen sink in the corner or in front of the window. Many of my clients ask me to put the sink in front of the window. It looks beautifully, symmetrically, light and not boring while you wash the dishes. But only if the window is not too low to the sink. Otherwise, the glass will be regularly dirty. It looks unaesthetic and requires a frequent cleaning. The sink in the corner is usually used in a small kitchen space. But standing in the corner, reaching deep to the sink is very inconvenient. Deep sofas with a low back. Such original sofas create a unique image and atmosphere in your space. But not less important is its convenience. If it is possible, try it in person. If there are needed back support, and is it comfortable enough? For lying, deep seating is very comfortable. But to sit on such a sofa is very inconvenient and even weird. Also, they take up more living space. If you already have such a sofa, put several layers of cushions to make it more comfortable for your bag and use footrests. Glass dining and coffee tables. Glass is a visually and tactilely cold material. It means fewer points to the homey view of your home. It makes no sense to cover a glass dining table with a tablecloth. But without it, it is unpleasant for the lower part of our hands. In addition, glass dining table matches mostly contemporary, minimalist and lofty styles. Also, on time, the glass surface can be covered with fingerprints and scratches. Such a table requires special care, frequent cleaning and accuracy. Too dark or too light floor. The black floor looks very impressive and solemn due to the high contrast between floor and walls. But at the same time, Too dark surfaces attract more attention and seem to press down. And usually black floor makes the space look smaller. Too dark floor inspires brutality, heaviness, and a gloomy mood. White floor have other properties. They make the space look larger and wider, especially combining with light walls and ceilings. The room becomes airy and bright. But there is another risk of being boring and monotonous. Reminds us of the paradise or a hospital. The white and black floors are opposite in their visual properties. But there is one thing that unites them is dust that is very noticeable on them. These features are doubled if these coverings are glossy. They require frequent cleaning with special products. Mirror low behind the sink in the bathroom or too close to the bathtub. The larger the mirror, the better. It enlarges the space, reflects light, and can become a focal point. But too low location requires a frequent cleaning of splashes, paste, and soap. It is especially true for children's bathroom. This kind of dirt can become a source of discontent in the family. Glossy porcelain tile on the floor. This kind of porcelain looks very solemn and elegant, especially if the space is wide and high. But in small spaces, it looks weird. And the most importantly, this kind of tile is slippery, and for that reason is dangerous for health. Especially people in the kitchen area, running children and animals are at risk. Heel shoes, barefoot, or even in slippers, either slippery or cold. Rugs and armchairs with long piles. Such rugs and armchairs have bright and voluminous texture, creating a desire to touch them. But if such textures are made from mutton skin, they can exude a special smell. In addition, they require a special care because they collect a lot of dust. As a result, they can become a source of allergies for adult, children, and animals. That's it for today. Write in the comments what decisions in your interior you regret.